Most seniors believe vision loss is part of aging. But what if I told you many are slowly going blind and have no idea it is happening? The scary part is, it is not always genetics. It is the small daily habits, things your doctor may never mention, that wear down your eyes before you even feel it. While Western medicine relies on eye drops, laser treatments, and reading glasses, Japanese elders in Okinawa sit by the window each morning, close their eyes, and practice a 3-minute ritual that has kept them reading newspapers into their 90s. They move slower, see sharper, and avoid surgery, not by luck, but by quiet tradition. Doctors rarely talk about how artificial lighting, screen habits, and even the way we blink are silently speeding up eye aging. But today, we reveal what science actually says and how you can gently fix each stage. And wait until you hear what made it to number 2. It is something 95% of people do every morning, without realizing it is weakening their focus for life. Before we begin, comment your age and country. And tell us, has your vision changed in the last 10 years? We read every single story. Level 7. Blinking fatigue. At first glance, blinking seems too simple to matter. It is automatic. It happens without thought. But what if I told you that forgetting to blink may be quietly damaging your eyes every single day? Researchers at Kyoto Vision Institute discovered that most adults over 60 blink 60% less than they did in their younger years. Why? Because of screens, because of stress, because of modern lighting that tricks the brain into keeping the eyes wide and dry. In a quiet village in Nagano, Japan, elders begin and end their day with a ritual known as mei mawashi. It is not a medical treatment. It is not a prescription. It is a form of eyelid yoga, practiced with the same grace as a bow or a breath. They sit by a window, place their hands on their lap, and begin a slow cycle of intentional blinking, 10 times in a row. But it is not just blinking. It is how they blink. One Tokyo study found that when seniors closed their eyelids gently, as if sealing a soft envelope, and then released them slowly, they reactivated the tear glands behind the eye. These glands produce what is called the tear film, a natural coating that keeps the cornea nourished, smooth, and protected from the air. Think of it like oil on a hinge. Without it, movement becomes dry and painful. In Western countries, dry eye is often treated with over-the-counter drops. But those only mask the symptom. They do not retrain the reflex. They do not restore the system. In Nagano, elders who practiced meimawashi twice a day were found to have 42% fewer dry eye episodes, even in winter. Not only that, many reported less burning, fewer headaches, and even improved sleep. Why sleep? Because blinking resets the eye. It signals the brain that the day is slowing down. It is like telling the body, you are safe now. Without blinking, the brain stays alert. It thinks danger is near, and the nervous system stays tense. The Mayo Clinic warns that chronic dry eye can lead to infection, blurred vision, and corneal damage. But what they do not often teach is this. You can prevent it with something as simple as restoring the blink. If you are watching this on a screen right now, try it with me. Close your eyes. Not tightly, just softly, like sealing a gentle envelope. Pause, and slowly open. Do this 10 times, twice a day, and over time, your natural reflex may come back. Most people do not think about blinking until their eyes start to sting. But the elders in Nagano understand something most modern doctors forget. Sometimes, healing begins with the smallest motion, repeated daily, with care. But blinking is only the beginning. There is another layer, deeper, slower, and even more overlooked. And it has everything to do with the lens inside your eye, where the loss of flexibility may quietly steal your focus. Level 6. Lens stiffness. It may feel like nothing. You hold a book and the letters blur for just a moment. You squint, pull the page back, then forward, until the words settle into focus. Most people say the same thing. That is just age. But what if I told you? The slow loss of near and far focus is not just about age. What if it is about stiffness? And like any stiffness in the body, it can be gently reversed. The lens of the human eye is flexible, or at least it is meant to be. It bends and adjusts like the zoom on a camera. But starting in your 40s, that lens begins to harden, not overnight, quietly, and when it does, you begin to lose the ability to switch between distances. Reading becomes tiring. Driving becomes difficult. Your world narrows, not just in sight, but in movement, confidence, and freedom. But here is the part most doctors do not mention. In Korea, elders have passed down a ritual known as distance tracking. Every morning, just before breakfast, they go outside and choose 5 points, one close, one a few steps ahead, one across the street, one in the far tree line, and one at the edge of the sky. Then, with slow, steady breath, they shift their gaze from one to the next, back and forth, near, far, like stretching a rubber band, or oiling a camera lens that has grown stiff. They do this for just 15 minutes. That is all. And in a 2021 study by the Daegu Institute of Vision Health, elders who practiced this daily for 2 months showed measurable improvements in their reading sharpness, without glasses. Their eyes became faster at adjusting, their headaches reduced, and many reported a strange benefit. They felt more alert, more grounded. Why? Because distance is not just physical, it is neurological. When you shift your gaze, you wake up different parts of the brain, you challenge the nervous system to respond, and you teach the body, I am still adapting, I am still alive. Compare this to modern habits. Most seniors spend hours looking only at one thing, a screen, a book, the TV. And over time, that single distance stare becomes your default. Your eye muscles weaken, your lens hardens, your focus shrinks. But in the quiet mountain villages of Nagano, Japan, the same principle is applied. Elders sip tea while gazing out across fields. Then they look down at their hands. They breathe, they blink, they adjust, and they repeat. Not once a week, every day. In the West, we use words like presbyopia. We prescribe glasses. We normalize the loss. But what if instead we practice the motion that keeps the eye alive? If you are watching this now, pause for a moment. Look away from the screen. Find 5 points around you, near, mid, far. Move your eyes slowly. Stretch your focus like it is a gentle muscle, because it is. But remember, while flexibility fades with stillness, light, the wrong kind, may do even more damage. And that brings us to level 5. A silent threat hiding in nearly every home in the modern world. Level 5. Blue light inflammation. You cannot see it. You cannot feel it. But every evening, millions of seniors are bathing their eyes in a kind of light that is quietly causing inflammation and speeding up vision loss. What if I told you that the same blue glow coming from your phone, your television, or your tablet might be damaging your eyes more than direct sunlight? Researchers at the Tokyo Institute of Visual Health found that artificial blue light, especially from LED bulbs and screens, penetrates deeper into the retina than natural light from the sun. And unlike sunlight, which moves and shifts, artificial blue light remains constant, static, intense. And worst of all, it often hits your eyes after dark, when your body is supposed to be healing. Your retina is not just a surface. It is like the film inside an old camera, delicate, light-sensitive, and easily overexposed. When that film is flooded with too much blue light, over time, it begins to fade. Blurred vision, dryness, eye fatigue at night, even difficulty falling asleep. In a 2020 study by the Vision Wellness Foundation of Kyoto, seniors who used blue light blockers after 7 p.m. experienced a 38% improvement in night vision clarity and a 25% increase in quality sleep after just 3 weeks. Some even reported fewer eye twitches and less pressure behind the eyes. But while the West focuses on digital filters and expensive glasses, elders in Nagano, Japan follow a much simpler tradition. It is called candlelight evenings. After the sun sets, they dim their rooms, turn off overhead lights, and use soft amber-colored lamps or natural candles as they cook, clean, or wind down for bed. They believe the body should transition with the light, not fight it. Because when darkness arrives, the pineal gland in the brain signals the eyes to relax, to regenerate, to rest. But when artificial blue light stays on, the healing process cannot begin, and the retinal cells continue to burn, like a flame that never goes out. Try this. 1 hour before bed tonight, turn off all ceiling lights. Use a small lamp with a warm bulb. Avoid screens. Let your eyes soften. You may feel a difference in how you sleep. But more importantly, you may give your retina the quiet time it needs to repair. If this is helpful so far, give this video a like, so more seniors can see it too. That one small click helps us reach others who need this information. And remember, every layer of the eye depends on light. Too little, and the eye becomes weak. Too much, and the eye becomes inflamed. Balance is not just for movement, it is for vision too. The right light at the right time may be one of the most important habits for protecting your sight. But while blue light is a hidden modern threat, the next danger begins even earlier, before you even leave the house. It is something millions of seniors do within minutes of waking up, and it may be quietly spiking the pressure behind your eyes. Level 4. Morning eye shock. Most people begin their day the same way. They wake up, walk to the window, and pull the curtains open to let in the morning light. It feels natural. It feels healthy. But what if I told you that this very habit, done in the first minute of the day, may be putting your eyes under sudden stress and raising your risk of vision damage over time? Researchers at the Nagoya Institute of Ophthalmic Medicine found that when seniors go from darkness to full light too quickly, it causes a sudden spike in something called intraocular pressure, the fluid pressure inside the eye. This pressure normally rises and falls gently throughout the day, but sharp increases, especially in the morning, place heavy strain on the optic nerve. That nerve is like a cable connecting your eye to your brain, and once it is damaged, it does not repair easily. What most seniors do not realize is that their morning routine, something as small as a curtain pull, can shock the system. And this is especially true after a full night of darkness, when the pupils are wide and the body is in a deeply relaxed state. But in Nagano, Japan, elders follow a different rhythm. They do not greet the morning with brightness, they greet it with stillness. Before they open the windows, they sit quietly, place their fingertips on their temples, and perform a 90-second massage, moving in small, slow circles around the eyes. Then, with their eyes still closed, they blink gently, 10 times. Only after this do they slowly draw the curtain open, allowing the light to touch their face like fog lifting, not crashing. One elder in Nagano described it like this: "The morning sun is medicine, but you must sip it like tea, not pour it all at once." A clinical trial published in the Tokyo Medical Review found that this simple practice, 90 seconds of temple massage and blinking in shade, reduced intraocular pressure spikes by 33% in adults over 60. That is not a supplement. That is not a surgery. That is a daily ritual. If your eyes feel tense in the morning, or if you experience light sensitivity after waking, try this tomorrow. Before you look at any light, place your fingers gently at your temples, breathe, circle, blink, then let the light in, slowly. Think of it like lifting a fogged mirror. The slower you reveal it, the more clearly you will see. But what if you feel that same eye pressure, not in the morning, but while reading, or watching television, or staring too long at one thing? That brings us to level 3, a silent habit that locks your vision in place and may be draining your focus hour by hour. Level 3. Visual lock. At first glance, this habit seems innocent. You sit down to read, you focus, you concentrate, you keep your eyes fixed on the page or the screen for minutes, sometimes hours. But what if I told you that this very act, the simple act of staring, could be slowly robbing your vision of oxygen, circulation, and flexibility? Researchers at the Tokyo Center for Ocular Health found that prolonged visual fixation, staring at one distance without a break, creates a condition now referred to as visual lock. It happens when your eye muscles stop moving. They become rigid, tense, frozen in place. When this happens, blood flow to the retina drops. The small capillaries that nourish your eyes begin to constrict, and your vision, instead of staying clear and calm, becomes foggy, tired, and strained. Most seniors do not realize how often this happens. Reading a newspaper, watching television, scrolling on a tablet, even knitting. The eyes stay fixed in one direction, sometimes for hours, without a single shift in depth or direction. In Japan, especially in elder care centers across Nagano, caregivers are trained to teach a simple daily rhythm called the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. That is all. Just a brief pause, a gentle stretch for the eyes, and the results are remarkable. A 2022 study from the Kyoto Vision Institute followed 138 seniors for 90 days. One group used the 20-20-20 habit, the other did not. By the end, the group that practiced regular visual breaks showed fewer episodes of visual fatigue, improved reading accuracy, and a stunning 3 additional hours of daily focus before signs of eye strain appeared. Why does this work? Because the eyes, like every other part of the body, need movement. They need breaks. They need circulation. Imagine sitting in a chair for 5 hours without standing. Your legs would cramp. Your back would ache. Your blood would stagnate. Your eyes are no different. They are not designed to lock in one position. They are designed to scan, to track, to shift between near and far like a bird searching for branches. So how can you apply this today? Set a gentle timer next to you, or place a sticky note by your chair. Every 20 minutes, stop. Look across the room. Pick a window, a tree, a shadow. Let your eyes rest. Not close, just drift. Feel the tension melt from your sockets. In Nagano, elders do this naturally. As they cook, they glance out the garden window. As they clean, they pause to admire a distant hill. This is not a task. It is a rhythm. And their vision thanks them for it. But what if your eyes not only stop moving, but your eye muscles begin to weaken? A form of decline that starts quietly and ends with your depth perception slowly disappearing. Level 2. Oculomotor atrophy. Most people think of muscles as something you feel in your arms or legs. But what if I told you there are 6 muscles inside your eyes, and they can shrink, weaken, and even atrophy just like any other part of the body? These muscles are small, but they are essential. They control how your eyes move, up, down, left, right, and in slow coordination. They help you shift focus, scan your surroundings, and track moving objects. They also keep you stable while walking, reading, or driving. But when those muscles stop moving, when you stop challenging your eyes to follow motion, something called oculomotor atrophy begins. And it happens slowly, quietly, until one day you start losing something far more important than sharpness. You begin to lose depth perception. Depth is what helps you see the edge of a curb, judge a stair step, catch a falling glass, avoid a parking lot fender bender. Without it, life becomes uncertain, unstable, risky. But in traditional Korean villages, elders practice a ritual that most Westerners have never heard of. It is called the figure 8 trace. Here is how it works. Hold one arm out in front of you, lift a finger. Now, without moving your head, trace a large figure 8 in the air, slowly, and let your eyes follow the movement. Not your neck, just your gaze. Repeat for 5 minutes, then switch directions. Elders do this outside, in gardens or in temples, facing the mountains. Some describe it as meditation for the eyes, a way to stretch the inside world. In a 2022 study from the Busan Center for Aging Vision, seniors who practiced figure 8 tracing for just 10 minutes a day experienced significant improvements in peripheral awareness and spatial balance within 3 weeks. Participants also reported fewer falls, more ease in walking through crowded spaces, and less eye strain while reading. Why does this happen? Because the eyes, like every other organ, rely on movement to stay alive. Without movement, blood flow slows, muscle tone disappears, and nerves become sluggish. One elder from Nagano put it simply, Eyes are like birds. If you keep them in a cage, they forget how to fly. So the next time you feel tired while reading, or miss a step, or feel unsteady walking through the grocery aisle, ask yourself, when was the last time you moved your eyes? Truly moved them. Try this today. Trace that gentle figure 8. Let your eyes glide like paintbrushes moving through fog. Not rushed, not forced, just fluid. Because once your eyes stop tracking motion, the world becomes flat. Shadows begin to blend, and that gentle loss becomes permanent. But there is one final level, the most damaging of all. It has nothing to do with how your eyes move, and everything to do with what your eyes are no longer able to see, even when they are wide open. Let us move to level 1, the final and most overlooked stage of eye aging. Level 1, loss of light-dark range. Most people believe that losing sharpness is the final sign of eye aging. But that is not the full story. What if I told you? The true final decline comes long before total blindness, and it begins with losing the ability to see contrast. This is called loss of light-dark range, and most doctors do not test for it. Not during checkups, not during eye exams, not even when you begin struggling with basic vision tasks. It is the slow fading of your ability to distinguish shadows from light, steps from floor, faces from background, words on a gray page, and it makes the world feel flat, dim, unclear. Even when your eyes are technically working, you might still see shapes, but you cannot tell if the curb is 1 inch or 4. You might still read a sign, but not until it is too late. You might still recognize your neighbor, but only when they smile. In rural regions of Nagano, Japan, elders have developed a tradition to fight this quiet decline. They call it the twilight walk. Every evening, just as the sun dips below the horizon, they take off their shoes and walk barefoot along soft stone paths. Why barefoot? Because it forces the body to move slower. And why at dusk? Because it forces the eyes to adapt, to shadow, to dimness, to depth. They do not use flashlights. They do not rush. They train their eyes to see in layers again. One study from the Kansai Institute of Vision Renewal tracked elders who practiced this ritual for just 15 minutes a day. After 8 weeks, the group showed a reversal in contrast sensitivity equivalent to 7 years of age-related loss. Some even reported improved balance, reduced falls, and sharper nighttime awareness. Why? Because contrast vision is not just visual, it is deeply neurological. It connects your retina to your brainstem to your muscles. When it fades, your reflexes slow down. And when it returns, life begins to sharpen, not just visually, but mentally. One elder put it this way: teaching your eyes to see in shadows teaches your body how to move in the unknown. Try this at home. Dim your lights 1 hour before bed. Walk slowly through your house without turning them back on. Let your eyes adjust. You may feel discomfort at first, but over time you will be rebuilding an ancient skill, one your ancestors used every day. Because real vision is not just about clarity. It is about confidence in motion, and confidence comes from contrast. But if you wait too long, if this level of decline sets in fully, it becomes harder, sometimes impossible, to bring back. And here is what to remember before it is too late. These 7 levels do not happen all at once. They happen silently and in layers. But if you know how to notice them early, you can gently reverse them, one daily habit at a time. Aging is not about fading. It is about listening. And your eyes, they speak softly, not in pain, but in signals. Blurriness, dryness, fatigue. They are not breaking. They are asking you to respond. Every small ritual, every gentle movement is like water for a thirsty lens. It is not a treatment. It is care. Daily, slow, quiet care. The elders in Nagano did not fix their vision with a single act. They lived into their clarity by making these habits part of their life, not once, but every day. Because you do not need perfect eyesight. You need vision that lets you live, love, move, and remain free. So, which one of these levels surprised you the most? Comment below. Share your story. We are reading every word. And if you have not yet, like, subscribe, and stay close. Next week, we reveal 5 breathing rituals from Japan's oldest doctors and how they protect your memory, balance, and yes, even your vision.